Welcome to TYT Sports RotoWire, a special Thanksgiving episode. Previewing the
Perfect
Thanksgiving
people for it,
Happy
too.
Thanksgiving, I guess, if you're watching this on Thursday. And this little preview of the games. So starting with Chris, Lions and Bears?
Sure, I'll do the Lions-Bears. I typically despise Detroit. I have no respect for Matthew Stafford. Jim Caldwell is one of the worst coaches in NFL history. And I think they're going to roll. I think they're going to crush the Bears at home. I think the defense is legit. I think Calvin and Golden Tater, going to go off both, or at least one of them.
It's time for one of them to go off.
It's the right opponent. It's the right situation. They just lost 2 games in a row against good opponents on the road. They're coming home. It's Thanksgiving. Chicago just won 2 in a row. They're not really in it. Jay Cutler is going to be out to lunch, and they're gonna crush.
The only way that the Lions cover that game is if Matt Prater kicks 6 field goals and they win 18-10 because they're not scoring a touchdown. They haven't scored in 2 games. They haven't scored more than 17 points in 10 games. Maybe it's 9. I think it's 10. That's amazing for a good team.
They haven't scored? What did
they
you
haven't
just
scored
say?
more than 17 points in 9 or 10 games, and they haven't scored a touchdown in 2. They're such the Lions. I mean, I know you don't. I mean, Matthew Stafford sliding on a 4th down after 9.5 yards
terrible.
when he could have slid later or just run out of bounds and picked up another 1.5 yards. Just such the Lions. So Jim Caldwell. So many things not to like about them.
Should I start Matt Prater this week in my fantasy league then?
No, I wouldn't.
Because he's a bad kicker.
He's a bad. They got kicking problems. They're likely to blow a snap. They're liable to get a kick blocked. I don't like taking the Bears. The Lions traditionally lousy on Thanksgiving. I would dismiss that largely, but it isn't like the city rallies behind them and the Lions always play great on Thanksgiving. You certainly can't count on that. I just think they haven't earned the way they're playing right now to be a 7-point favorite. That said, if that game ends 31-10 Lions, I'm not going to be super surprised.
Yeah.
But I don't like them. Yeah. So I will. I'll say that the Lions. No, I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to go bold, and I'm going to go
outright.
I'm going to go with the 19-17 Bear victory.
Really?
17 suggests 2 touchdowns. I'm going to go with the 2016 Bear victory.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Seahawks 49ers. Chris?
I'm just going to predict one thing about this game. I was really, you picked them as one of your teams, and I'm very.
You're
I
not
wouldn't
into
touch.
the Seahawks
Don't want
yet.
to touch.
You think
either.
the Seahawks are going to beat?
I think the Niners. I probably would take the Niners in my thing, but I'm not committed to it. I don't want to touch it. I mean, I have to pick it, but it's not a game that I feel.
But it's
strongly
only one.
about.
The Lions won.
Yeah, it's a pick 'em mostly.
Yeah.
But I will just predict one thing with certainty, that this is going to be a terrible game to watch.
That's right.
Really?
The Niners are unwatchable.
Unwatchable.
The Niners and the Bullets, when they played each other, I was thinking each one of these teams individually is unwatchable, and combined, I would rather be, watching the WNBA. It was really. I don't mean to pick on WNBA.
I was going to say, come on.
But but the point is, it was just terrible. There was nothing there, and I think that the Seattle Arizona game was almost as bad. These teams, they're just going to grind it out, and it's going to be like Frank Gore, who you just don't want to see. It's just boring. And I think the Niners will win by a point or 2. Either way, it's going to come down to a field goal or a couple points. And I'll be driving home from Palm Springs, and I will have it on the radio, I guess.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
exciting.
I think I think that the Niners aren't just dull. I think something's wrong. I think it doesn't look right.
What do you think is wrong?
I don't know.
I
don't know whether
is
it's
it Colin
I don't know
Kaepernick? Is it
whether
Harbaugh?
there's a clear disconnect between Kaepernick and Harbaugh. Definitely a disconnect between the players and Harbaugh. I feel like he'll be the coach elsewhere next year, and he'll probably do great. But that feels like a marriage that's about to break up. Gore has looked good this year. You always think that he's done, and he's looked good. I don't think he'll look good against Seattle. And I just feel like the Seahawks.
He didn't look good last week, just FYI.
I feel like the Seahawks turned the corner a little bit. Maybe that's because I'm looking for it. I could be wrong on that. If it was in Seattle, this would be a no-brainer, but they'd be a 6 or 7 point favorite. So I like the or 5, I guess. I like the. I just like Seattle in that game. I think that yes, it will be boring. The Niners are hard to watch. But they nearly lost a game to a quarterback who couldn't complete a pass.
And then the always fun to watch on Thanksgiving, America's team, the Dallas Cowboys.
I'll say that I don't know who's going to win this game. I think I'm probably going to pick Dallas, because I think they're the better team. But the Chip Kelly, Jason Garrett matchup worries me. Mm-hmm. It doesn't give me any confidence. And the flip side is Tony Romo, Mark Sanchez is the counter to that.
Yeah.
But overall, I just think Dallas is a little bit better and more consistent, and it's in Dallas. But I do not have a strong feel for it. I think I'm going to say Dallas, not as high scoring. It'll be an under. It'll be 24-21 Dallas.
I like the under. I was going to say 24-20 Dallas, which would give them a cover. You just picked a push, by the way. The rare pick of the push.
Yeah.
I would take Dallas. I think they're a little bit better, and they're 3 or inside of 3 at home. So I'll take him, and I still haven't full confidence in Mark Sanchez. He's made some nice plays, definitely. He's also made a couple of Mark Sanchez plays in these games. So I like Dallas, and I think that I've been giving Jerry Jones credit on a lot of shows for not firing Jason Garrett. You can't give him credit for talking to Garrett on the sidelines. That's nuts. But you learn jobs are hard, and this NFL head football coach is really hard. And maybe Jason Garrett is part of the reason that Tony Romo has yet to make a really dumb Tony Romo play this year. Maybe they're developing a better relationship that has made them both better. So I think the Cowboys are pretty good. I thought it was because the Giants didn't really give that game away on Sunday. The Cowboys, they came back and won it because they're good.
All right, well, in the tradition of Thanksgiving, here at TYT, Jason Rubin would like us to go around the table and just say one thing that we are thankful for this holiday. Chris, would you like to start? Yes.
All right. I'm not really comfortable with this format of being thankful for something, because I just feel like when people say, oh, I'm so grateful or I'm so thankful, and there's been lots of research done that if you actually are internally grateful, your life gets better, you're a happier person, and I buy that. And I do hope that I am somewhat, just for the fact that I was born in the United States where we're born and have a lot of things that people around the world don't have. But at the same time, when people talk about all their blessings, they start talking about, I'm doing this and I've done that, and it just sounds like you're boasting, and it's annoying, and it's just self-satisfied. So I rather complain about stuff. To me, I see someone complain, I'm like, yeah, that's a real dude. He's pissed off about it. Of course, there's stuff to be pissed off about.
You're on Twitter. That's all Twitter is. It's one giant Twitter feed of complaints.
But also, there's stuff that's annoying and bad, and so you should point that out. But just being so self-satisfied about what you're thankful for, at least outwardly, I don't know. To me, it's mostly just self-serving. So I'm going to just pass on that.
Okay.
I don't love Thanksgiving as a holiday. I'm not really that into turkey. I would have a rack of lamb or something if it were up to me. And actually, we're going to a restaurant in Palm Springs just because we didn't want to deal with, Heather's entire family coming over. No, that's not why.
Not me.
It was because we're going because my uncle is 78 and we want to see him, and he lives up there. But anyway, that's what I'm thankful for.
Sorry.
Ben, wow, glasses.
Sorry. I just need to catch my breath. That was moving. I am thankful for Ahmad Brooks and Marcus Gilchrist, because I should have lost both those bets on Sunday. And I am used to losing those bets at the end.
Yeah.
And weird things happened, and I won. That does not happen where weird things happen and you won. Gilchrist's interception at the goal line, Ahmad Bradshaw's bizarre decision to run backwards after an interception and sit down.
That's beautiful, by the way.
I'm thankful.
This. I'm very moved by this. This is great.
So those are two guys I'm thankful
relate
for.
to that.
I'm going to Vegas for Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for that.